Hello, welcome to a weekend reading vlog. It's the weekend after Thanksgiving. I wanted to open this vlog up yesterday, but they were doing construction outside my building and just beeping and screeching all day long, and it was terrible, so I didn't even bother to read yesterday. But today is a day of sitting on my couch, lots of sports, a little bit of coffee, and reading. So I think I'm going to read Kennedy Ryan's Before I Let Go today. I've been putting it off and putting it off. The publisher was kind enough to send me both the ARC and the physical copy, and I just never got to it in time. Like, it came out earlier this month, I want to say on the 9th. But I think I'm going to read it today because I'm in the mood for romance, and I've been itching to pick up Kindle Unlimited, and I need to tell myself, like, chill, it's not going anywhere, because it's all I've been reading for what feels like 2 or 3 months, which isn't a bad thing. I just have so many other things on my TBR, both physically and, like, library holds coming in that I've been neglecting. So that's what we're going to do today. So, yeah. Come along for the ride with me. Good evening. I can't believe this is my first update, but I'm obsessed with this book. I can't stop reading it. I am about to start chapter 33, and there's like maybe 70 pages left of this book. It's so good. It's so good. I feel like this isn't a romance, which sounds weird because these two people are obsessed with each other, but it's so much more than that. It's healing. It's a lot of mental health talk. It's I don't know, it's incredible. I wasn't expecting it to be so heavy. There are a lot of content warnings here for loss of loved ones, child loss, depression, suicidal ideation, just, I don't know, very real topics. But Kennedy Ryan is putting her foot in this shit. Let me tell you, this woman is not afraid of tough topics and of making them just very real, very realistic. I really have enjoyed this so far, and I wanted to come on and say that. So I feel like I gave a really shitty version of the synopsis earlier. This is about Yasmin and Josiah, who, after experiencing several losses in their lives in a short period of time, end up getting divorced, and we come into their lives almost 2 years after their divorce is final. Their children are, I think, 13 and 10, so like that kind of precarious age. Their daughter, whose name I literally just forgot just now, is 13, and she and her mother are not really getting along well right now. She has a lot of resentment towards her mom for things that have happened. Deja's her name. And then their son, Kasim, is just the sweetest little 10-year-old boy. I absolutely love that therapy has been front and center through this whole book. Both sides, from Yasmin having talked about how she immediately went into it basically through this tough time that she was having, and during the time that led to their divorce, like, she got into therapy. And then her ex-husband never really believed it was for him, but as soon as they figured out that their son may need it, he immediately was like, I will go because I know it'll make him more comfortable knowing that dad also needs help, even if he didn't fully believe in it. And I just really loved that, because I think sometimes we do that for things that can be really good for us, but, you know, are either hard for us to accept, or maybe we don't fully believe in them, but as soon as somebody we love needs it, just the way that we can step up, not only for them, but for ourselves, to explore new things. I don't know, I've been really enjoying that. I'm interested to see how the end of this book is going to wrap up. I feel like we haven't gotten very much work between Yasmin and Deja, the daughter. I feel like there's been open discussion, obviously, about some of the resentment that's there, and then Yasmin's not really understanding why Deja has so much animosity towards her. And we see glimpses of kind of the why through some side conversations, but there hasn't been a lot dedicated to it. And I understand that it's not the plot of the book, but the plot has seemed to focus really around the family as a whole rather than just Josiah and Yasmin. So I was hoping for a little bit more of that. And like I said, there's still 70 or 80 pages left, so maybe they're going to have a heart-to-heart that, like, puts everything on the table. I don't know. We'll see. But I just wanted to come on and give you all a little update before I finish it, because I've done a terrible job of updating y'all today. I've spent all day watching football and the World Cup and crocheting. I started a cardigan. This doesn't look like it, but it's like the shoulder and neck part. It's a top-down pattern, which I love. So I'll show you all that as I keep working on it. And I'm trying to decide what to read next, because I'm definitely going to finish this book in the next, like, hour or so. And tomorrow's Sunday. There's a whole nother day of reading available to us. So we'll see. But I will be back with another update probably in the next hour or so. I finished Before I Let Go. And I impromptu rated it 5 stars on Goodreads, which might be a little high, but it was more based off of my reading experience versus, like, story structure, quality, etc., etc. It was a great book, don't get me wrong. I'm now second guessing myself a little bit. I've been trying to be less stingy with 5-star ratings, just because I rarely ever give a book a 5-star, because I feel like I normally only do that when a book is, like, perfect to me, or really just blows my mind. But I think with this, and maybe it's just because my reading has been so different this year, I have not been reading a lot of books that have, I don't want to say that don't have real life application, but just not in this way, that aren't this gritty, that aren't this slice of life. Like, I feel like I just walked into my neighbor's house and then watched their life for a year and just got to just sit and be in it. And it's been a long time since a book has made me feel that way. I absolutely loved the vulnerability that Josiah and Yasmin showed, not only to themselves, but to each other. They both dealt with some very, very hard things. Lots and lots of loss. Some of it together. Some of it, like, I know for Josiah, he had a lot of loss before he and Yasmin ever got together. And he just never really allowed himself to deal with it. And just through the course of this book, oh my goodness. I just want to hug that poor man. He's had such a hard life. But he has such a beautiful life. And to watch him realize that he could choose to, I don't want to say make good experiences out of his loss, but to learn from them and not let those losses hold him back anymore to a degree, was really beautiful. It was great. And I did get that moment. It was almost like a third act moment of Yasmin and their daughter Deja kind of having that moment. I said I wanted all book of, like, trying to understand Deja's animosity towards her mother, and it happened, and it was beautiful, and it was heartbreaking, and it was all of, like, 2 pages, but it felt like a whole chapter. Like, it felt so much longer than that. It was incredible. I don't want to say too much because this book literally has only been out for, like, 3 weeks, so I don't want to, like, spoil anything. I will just say go into it open-minded. I know right now, both on, like, Bookstagram and TikTok has been doing this too, where, like, you'll see those videos and it's like, if you like this romance trope, read these books. You're going to see that for this as a second chance romance, and while it is a second chance romance, it's so much more than that. And so I don't want you going into it thinking that you're going to have this easy breezy time reading this, because I feel very heavy right now after finishing this. And but, like, not in a bad way. It's just one of those books that, like, you finish and you sit down and you just go, wow, like, that was a lot. And it's stuff that once you get to a certain age, like, people in your life may be dealing with. Like, I know for me, like, I'm in my early 30s and I have friends who have struggled with different aspects of pregnancy and loss and things like that. And so getting to see this kind of vulnerability for it is something that you just don't always get. No matter how close you are to people, sometimes they just don't feel safe opening up about it, or feel like they're in a spot to do that. And so to get to see this and to see Yaz's particular experience and what she needed, I'll take that with me for a while. So that was incredible. I don't know if I'm going to pick anything else up tonight. It's really early. It's 7:30. But I kind of just want to sit here, crochet, watch some football. There's a soccer match that starts actually in 30 minutes. So we see who the last team is that's making it to the Final Four for the not women's national team, the women's NCAA tournament for soccer. Right now, it's Alabama has already punched their ticket. They did last night. North Carolina and Florida State are in. And the last game is Virginia at UCLA. So we'll see. Is it going to be 3 ACC teams and 1 SEC? Or is it 2 and then 1 Pac-12, 1 SEC? So we'll see. I'm excited. So yeah, I'll catch you up soon with what I decide to do. It'll probably be tomorrow morning when you see me next. Bye. Hello, happy Sunday. This vlog has been all over the place. I have no desire to read today, so I'm just going to end it here. I've spent all day watching Gilmore Girls, as you can see from the screen behind me. I made a lasagna and some cinnamon rolls, and I've been crocheting, and I've been staring at my cute little dog, and yeah. So before I let go, the only subject of the vlog for today for you, I really enjoyed that book. I'm still thinking of the characters. Even just watching Gilmore Girls and laughing at some of those moments, I'm like, oh, Josiah would have done that. Or, be interesting if they had this kind of insight. And just little things like that, which is the mark of a good book. So, hope you enjoyed that vlog. Would love to know if you read this book, or if you have any other Kennedy Ryan suggestions. It's my first one from her, and I don't know where else to start, and I know she's got kind of a long backlog. So, with that being said, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye!